Welcome back to the Colo-Colo Takeover. As you can see, it finally arrived. My 1991 Colo-Colo away shirt is here. Now, they won the Copa Libertadores the same year. They wore the white shirt in the final, but as you can see here, 1991, this is the 1991 away kit. So this is going to bring me some good luck, I think. I think we're going to go all out now, and it won't be long until we start reaching the latter stages of the Copa Libertadores. Obviously, the main goal of the save is to win that and bring Colo-Colo back to glory. So, okay, I think we take a look at the start of the season and our new signing. We've made one new signing, and we're not probably going to be seeing him in this episode just yet. The main reason for that is mainly because we've kind of filled all the foreign spots in the squad now, which means we can't really increase the team through the Chilean players, and so I've went with a youngster, Juan Chavez from Palestino. We can see he's a very good player, 18 years of age. Now, he is in the first team, but I've got him playing for the under-21s, and we're just going to use him like if we really need to. So we can see here he's actually made 5 appearances off the bench, which is great. But 750k, I think he looks great for an 18-year-old. Professional personality, and he's 6'2" as well. So some decent attributes, especially in the technicals. Good finishing, first touch, and heading. But for 18 with 5-star potential, yeah, all right. We might be able to work something with him in a few years' time. He could take over as our main striker, or we go to a 2-striker formation. Now, tactically, we have stuck with what we had last season because we played very well with it, won the league, and to be honest, now that we haven't really sold or bought any new players in, why not just keep it the same way it is and just hope that we can perform better with it, knowing that our tactical familiarity is going to be a lot higher now that we've played it for a whole season. So we're sticking with this, and so far the start of the season, we're at the end of the transfer window here. It has been very good for us indeed. So we started off the season with back-to-back 3-0 wins that we can see here, followed up with a 5-0 win against Católica, or Católica, as somebody's told me. Católica? Somebody told me it's said differently. I've forgotten already, so I do apologize. But we went like 3 games without conceding a goal before our first Copa Libertadores game, where we also won that 3-0. So I flicked over to the fixture view, so now we can see the goal scorers, because Akinyula is scoring a lot of goals. Even when we played against Corinthians, Lazaro picks up a goal as well. We scored 2 within a very early part of the game. So Corinthians is part of our Copa Libertadores group. Arguably are the best team in that group. We've dominated 3-0. Great result there. Then a bad draw against Deportes La Serena. We had a 3-0 win there in the Copa Libertadores again. A 2-0 win against Corpusal. Melgar is a 1-0 victory. So Porteño is the Paraguayan league. This is a Peruvian league here. So we've managed to defeat them. 1-1 draw and a 0-0 draw is the reason why we're actually not as powerful in the league as what we had hoped to be, although still unbeaten. Then a 3-1 victory there against Melgar and a 1-0 victory against Universidad de Chile. Now, a little bit of a format change for this series going forward because the episodes, for my liking, are way too long. So we're going to cut out the live com, and I'm basically just going to show you a couple of the goals scored in some of the most important games. Starting off with this, it's our rivals Universidad de Chile. It's a 1-0 victory, and it is from a corner. Samson at the back post pops it in after the keeper makes a great save. And what a better game to take a look at than the Corinthians 3-0 victory. We can see the statistics here as well. We dominated them. They played like a narrow diamond, which I think is the reason why Balados had so much freedom on that right hand side and got himself an 8.7 rating. They just did not cope with him at all. So we had 22 shots to their 10. Willian? Surely that can't be. It's Paulinho. Right, okay. So why is that? That's weird. I've clicked on one player and it's taken me to the other one. Paulinho's his centre midfield partner. He had 5.9. That's really bad. It is Willian. Okay, so we played against two Premier League players. I think Paulinho played for Spurs, didn't he? So 2 former Premier League players we played against, and yet we completely dominated them. Let's take a look at the goals as well, because like I mentioned, within 8 minutes we were 2-0 up. Balados here on the right hand side plays it to Rojas. What a pass and finish from Samson. Unbelievable goal from Akinyula. Again, down this right-hand side, Balados crosses it in, and there is Lazaro at the back post winning the header. Fantastic finish. The final goal, which was a penalty scored by Balados himself, slots it in on the right-hand side. But they actually had a goal disallowed, and we had a goal disallowed, sorry, and they had a player sent off in Paulinho. But what a game that is to take us to the next level of the Copa Libertadores, because quite rightly, we are definitely favourites now to go up. 12 points, 6 for Corinthians, 6 for Porteño from Paraguay. We are looking very comfortable going up as top of the group. Now, before we take a look at the next part of the series, this video is sponsored by SPITCH. And of course, recently I spoke quite a lot about SPITCH, and I'm very excited to talk to you more about them because I am completely dominating the league that we are in. Yes, me. On the top, even ahead of Dad. There's over 30 of you in there right now in my community league, which you can join. The link down below in the description to not only join SPITCH, but there's also a link there to join my community league. If you want to do some fantasy football, that's brand new to the market. We're using Premier League, but maybe down the line we might do, if there's a little bit more interest, we'll do a different league. Now, unfortunately, it is only for the UK or Ireland, and it is for over 18s. You have to take a picture of your ID. You can be 18. You don't have to be over 18 or over, but you have to take a snap of your ID to get in. It's like trying to go to a nightclub. They just won't let you in. But all the statistical analysis is on the app. You don't have to leave the app to go find out who's scoring the most goals and getting the most points. You can just do that directly on the app, as well as battle it out against all of your friends. Maybe you want to involve some more mates in some fantasy football action, because it's not just across the season. You can do this a week-by-week basis. Maybe you just want to challenge them this 1 week, settle a draw, or whatever it is that you need to do. 1 week, you can do that on SPITCH, because I've only joined recently, and yet we're having so much fun here on a week-by-week basis, and you can win some money. Up to £70,000, I've won twice. So make sure you check out the link down below at the top of the description if you want to join SPITCH. Thank you very much for sponsoring the video. And of course, thank you to everybody who's been joining already and is enjoying trying to chase me at the top of the league, because you can enjoy it, you're just not going to be able to achieve it. Right, we return 29th of July because things have just got very interesting here. We are top of the league by 2 points, and we have only lost 1 game against second place Union La Carrera, and we're doing all right, to be fair. Our goal difference is far superior. We've only conceded 14 goals, so league form wise we're all good, we're fine. But things are really heating up in the Copa Libertadores because we've been drawn against Brazilian giants Flamengo. Yes, with like Gabigol and players like that. You can see here we've actually took a loss recently in the cup against the Italian club. Disappointing. We're just not having much luck in the cup, are we? We can only seem to do well in the league. Now, the first leg we drew 0-0. So now they come to our place where surely the advantage is in our hands. And right after that, we play against Católica, who are 6th in the league. They've dropped off quite a lot, but they're still our rivals. So I tell you what, we take a little bit of a short simulation here. We come back and see how we do. Well, despite them having far more shots and far more XG, we dispatched Católica 2-0. Lazaro with 1 goal, wearing the lovely black away kit there. And in the second goal, still scored in the first half. Lazaro was provider to Chacon, to Chavez on the back post. They just could not handle our strike force. We go through that game victorious after they missed a penalty as well at the 89th minute. Could have made it a little bit interesting, but you can see statistically they should have won that game, but they just didn't. Our defense was incredible. So many of them had a 7 rating or above. But the really important game, despite having Gabigol and Di Arrascaeta, I think is how you say it, the Uruguayan playmaker in behind them, we beat Flamengo at home 2-0. What a result that is. Rojas there with a second goal from a powerful header from the corner. 12 shots to their 13. They had a better XG, but yeah, we were just far superior on the day, getting the 2 goals. We were clinical. I think our defense is just absolutely superb. We can see at the back here, again, we're getting more than 7.5s on some players. Cortez, the goalkeeper, got an 8. They had 8 shots on target, and he saved all of them. Gabigol having a very terrible time. You love to see it. And now we're through to the next round. So if we take a look at that next round, who do we get? Well, we got Boca Juniors. So not only do we face the best, arguably the best team in Brazil, we now have to face Boca Juniors, one of 2 of the best teams in Argentina. River Plate there are facing against Corinthians. You like to fancy their chances going through. But Vélez versus Sao Paulo, again, is going to be a tricky tie if we get any of them. The Colombian team and the Ecuadorian team coming up against each other, which means one of them will be in the semi-final. Let's hope we get that side of the draw, should we go past Boca Juniors. Now, the first leg was played at home, and we were victorious 4-3 against Boca Juniors. 25 shots we had. This time it was the other way round. We dominated the game, and Akinyula got an 8.8 with 2 goals. So let's take a look at some of those goals. A fantastic performance against a very narrow 4-2-3-1. So they've got the likes of Christian Pavon playing for them, who did score their first goal as well. But they haven't got somebody like Lazaro, of course, who played against his former club, Flamengo. Samsung Akinyula there with the first, but it's a 4-3 victory, which started off going 2-1-0, Christian Pavon slicing it in, but we went 3-1 up, and that's where it got really important there. The nice little 3-1. It would have been nice, obviously, to keep it with a 2-goal lead, but Leonardo Gil, what a finish that is. Unbelievable goal. The third goal, Rojas down the right-hand side. We are very good down this right. We seem to get a lot of goals there, and Akinyula benefits from them quite often. Again, a cracking header at the back post. The defence just can't handle the right-hand side. Fuentes this time round plays through Chavez, slots it in. It's bad goalkeeping from Rossi. It really is. But this is where they fight back. After being 4-1 up, they score 2 very quick at the end of the game, which makes the second leg a little bit interesting now, because going into the second leg 4-1 up, you think, oh, lovely, that's almost job done. You've just got to be defensively secure like we've been all season, and we should be absolutely fine. But conceding the 2 goals that we did at the end, go into Argentina, it makes it quite worrying. The other results in between, we had a 4-2 victory against La Serena and Cobresal, a 2-0 victory, and in between the second leg, we won 3-1. So we are bang on form. We haven't drew or lost a game for a long time, but it is time for the second leg. And we held out so well defensively. Despite playing absolutely terrible, we only had 2 players above a 7 with Cortez and Rojas. They clearly just could not break us down. Maybe they had a bad day at the office too going forward. Benedetto with a 6.9 and Sebastian Villa with a 6.8 going forward. They just could not break us down. They had 9 shots, 4 on target. We had 5 with 1 on target. It looks like a very bland game because XG, both of us, wasn't even a 1. But that means we are through. So who have we drew against going forward? Well, now we play against Vélez, a very tricky team. So again, another Argentinian club, and they have some incredible players, including Leandro Paredes, who you will remember has just played for PSG. He's a fantastic player. How they've managed to get him, I will never know, and they're paying him 36k a week. He's only 30, still in his prime. But that is who we got to come up against next. And unfortunately, that man was a goal scorer in a 2-0 victory for Vélez at our ground in Chile. It's so unfortunate. They absolutely dominated as well. They played so well. 4-4-1-1 that they did play. We just could not break them down. They do have some fantastic players and some players who get better throughout the game as it goes on. So bringing in somebody like Paredes into that team and managing to keep hold of a lot of their players, they're going to be an absolute threat for the next couple of years. And as you can see here, we could not get out of our own half in certain occasions, and Paredes smacks one in. He's got the talent for it. He smacks one in from so far out. We've got a mountain to climb in the second leg, and we've got to go all the way to Argentina to do it. Results around that one, though, wasn't too bad. There were 4-1 victory there against Universidad de Chile. Keeps our league campaign on track, and if we have a look right now, we are still only lost 1 game, and the gap in between first and second is ever increasing to 8 points. It means that we can kind of relax in the league games and solely focus on the Copa Libertadores. But how long will that last? We're in the semi-final for the first time of this series, but like I mentioned, we've got a mountain to climb, And the Colombian club is actually beating Corinthians. So River Plate was knocked out by Corinthians. Remember, we beat them 3-0. It's very interesting stuff going on right now. Unfortunately, in the second leg, despite us scoring 2 goals and going 2-0 up, giving us a massive amount of hope, Velez also scored 2 through Matteo Pellegrino. Very disappointing from us. So the fact that we managed to pull it back, bring 2 goals back in Argentina, is an absolute cracker there as well. It's just gutting, really, that they've come back and pinched it, really, and crushed our dreams. We had the massive comeback to get into the final, and then yeah, it was squashed, wasn't it? Paredes a big part of it, and Pellegrino there slots it in. Don't know what the goalkeeper's doing there. He's been fantastic for us this whole season. But if we do take a look at some of the results, because I have gone a little bit further, we are yet again champions, despite losing there to Huachipato. We got 1 game left, but it doesn't matter. The league is ours by quite a lot as well. 71 points to 64 above Union La Carrera. Católica, obviously, or Católica, even though they won the league like 2 seasons ago, all the way down in 5th place now. Really stepped off. For next season, we've got to look to do better in the cup. We've got it. Obviously, we got to the final last season. We've got to look to do better than that. And Copa Libertadores, we fell at the last hurdle, not getting into the final. Next season, that's got to be our aim again, to at least get back to the semi-finals, if not better. So hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Colo-Colo Takeover. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash a like if you did, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.